Hello everyone, Manali here. I am a behavior analyst and a Parent Academy moderator, and I'm coming to you today for your sneak peek into our topic of the week on the Parent Academy's Facebook page, which is automatic behaviors. But first, briefly about PA. Parent Academy provides a private Facebook support group and a webinar series on how to use ABA to reduce challenging behaviors as well as teach new skills. This is open to new members, subscribers, as well as families who receive services from BPI. This week we are ending our chapter on functions of behavior, which we started 4 weeks ago because there are 4 functions of behavior. Functions are the possible why behind a behavior. In this week we are talking about behaviors with a function of automatic. Automatic is when the behavior itself is reinforcing more of the same behavior. So what does that mean? For example, if I have an itch on my hand, my behavior is to scratch it. The results of this scratching is the itch goes away. I feel relieved. So in the future, if I have an itch on my hand, I will use the behavior of scratching again because in the past it's worked. I felt relieved. This could also be called sensory seeking or sensory stopping or avoiding behaviors, sometimes even self-stimulatory behaviors, more informally known as stimming. Some examples are covering ears to loud sounds, pushing away a specific texture, seeking feelings of pressure like when you're pushing against a jawline, squeezing hands, squeezing head or ears, biting nails to relieve anxiety, twirling hair, chewing on things, or repetitive movements like flapping hands, spinning items, or rocking. These automatic behaviors may occur due to an individual just enjoying it. Maybe they feel understimulated, maybe they feel overstimulated. It could be for self-regulation, or even as a means of communicating some emotion within themselves, such as pain, and this is their way of doing so. Now, as a BCPA, I always do encounter these, and not just with the individuals I work with special needs, but anybody, because everybody engages in automatic behaviors. Now, some are more socially acceptable than others, just like any behavior out there. Personally, I choose to only intervene on these if they are dangerous and self-harming, such as head hitting, or are highly disruptive to learning, like to daily living skills, socializing with others, like when a student is expected to finish a worksheet at school, but instead is focusing on their self-stimulatory behaviors instead of on the task in front of them. One example that we can all relate to is scratching a mosquito bite, where scratching is temporarily relieving the itch, but it's also making it worse. It's harmful, so we're engaging in self-harming behavior there. This is one I may intervene upon. Another example is an individual who mouths or bites an inedible item like a toy. For antecedents, for the scratching of a mosquito bite, you can use lotion, or a cover or a guard like a bandage. Wearing hand gloves, so it's less pressure from fingernails. For something like biting and mouthing, a Chewy goes a long way. And there's tons of Chewies out there. Chewy is spelled C-H-E-W-Y. You just want to find the one that gives the individual the same input as they get from biting and mouthing. Replacement behaviors like using a Chewy should also be taught outside of the behavior happening. So like with the Chewy working on reinforcing, following direction of use your chew. If an individual is using mouthing as a means of exploring something, teach alternative behaviors like using their hands to explore, or teach how to functionally use that item. So if an individual is mouthing a ball, for example, I would teach a better way to learn more about the ball, like wrapping your hands around it, bouncing it, or rolling it. Other antecedent interventions are also providing choice. So if there's a certain texture an individual is resistant to, like with foods or clothes, offer an alternative option. Try different ones out. A website called JetProof has some sensory-friendly clothes. For those excessive or disruptive behaviors, schedule time to engage in these. And what does that mean? Using these actions as a reinforcer or something for leisure activities. because it's so motivating. So Denise's son likes to shake toys in front of his eyes. She freely allows him to do this outside of times when he needs to be focused on tasks like brushing teeth or homework. A consequence intervention after the behavior is prompting. So if an individual starts to bite a piece of paper, I would redirect to a Chewie. So if they have a Chewie around their neck, I would instead point to the Chewie, hold it up close to their mouth to remind them that there's a Chewie there, and tell them to use their Chewie, something we practice outside of the behavior. On the Parent Academy page, I will be going over specific scenarios and how I've intervened on them in the past, and behaviors I have chosen not to intervene on because it didn't fit my personal criteria of it being harmful to the individual or others, it not being excessively disruptive where it hinders learning, daily living, or it was just something the individual liked to do, like me biting my nails or shaking my leg. If you are interested in anything I talked about today, please join Parent Academy. Reach out to parents@bpiaba.com for more info and access for a free month. And I'll leave a link to all of our Parent Academy services in the comments as well, so you can go directly in and check that out on your own. And please like this video if you continue to like similar content in the future. Next week, I will be talking about self-injurious behaviors like head hitting. Also, make sure to check out our LinkedIn, Pinterest, Snapchat, Instagram pages, as well as our BPI website for more information. Okay, everyone, I hope this helped, and have a good week. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.